A suspension bridge is the entrance to Camp El Tesoro. It's about 2 meters wide and 25 meters long. It is the scariest bridge I have ever crossed. It's made of cable, wood, and chain link fence, and it's sunken down in the middle. When I walked across it, it wobbled left and right. And when I got to the middle, it wobbled so much I had to hold on the cables. I felt super excited and was sure that this was going to be the best camp ever. But when I got to the other side, I started to have a nervous feeling. I held my mom's hand tight and I didn't want to let go. I was kind of all teary and I felt like I couldn't say anything. I kept hugging my dad and I thought to myself, yikes, should I go to camp? This was the first time I have ever left my parents for a week. Suddenly, I began to think that I would not have a good time and I wouldn't make any friends. My feelings were all mixed up and I couldn't decide how I felt. A few counselors led me to a group called Roadrunner. I just wanted to burst out crying, but that would have been really embarrassing. But what kept me from giving up? Why did I just say to Dad that I wanted to go to Grandma's house? What would you have done if you were in my situation? Would you have stayed or ran away? How often do you have negative emotions? Did you know that negative emotions such as anger and anxiety are pretty important for our survival? According to Cleveland Clinic, our amygdala and limbic systems were built to know threats, to protect our survival. In prehistoric times, it may have been a beautiful day on the savannah, but when we were stalked by a saber-toothed tiger, we were trained to notice that danger. The amygdala and limbic systems are parts of our brain, which cause something called flight or fight. This means that whenever we face a threat or a challenge, we either fight it or run away. But if we didn't have negative emotions, whenever we met a saber-toothed tiger, we wouldn't have the impulse to fight it or the fear to run away. We'd just stand there and stare at it and eventually get eaten. So negative emotions such as fear and anxiety are also pretty important for our survival. My fear of going to camp by myself for a week was my saber-toothed tiger. I felt shocked, scared to death, helpless, frightened. I couldn't talk. I didn't move. I was so scared and worried that a girl walked up to me and asked me if I was all right. This was my brain doing what it was designed for, to protect me. But what if we didn't need to be protected? What if our negative emotions are not necessary? Did you know that we have 50,000 images, thoughts, and ideas in our mind every day? Some of them are positive thoughts. Some are negative thoughts. The negative thoughts cause us to worry. According to Cleveland Clinic, 94% of the time, what we worry doesn't actually happen. Furthermore, psychologists link negative thinking to depression, anxiety, and chronic worry. So whenever you end up in a situation like me, what are you going to do? Resist the sense of fear, resist the urge to run, and resist thinking negatively. On that day, when you say no to fear, anxiety, and anger, great things may happen. On that day, I chose to think positively. I didn't leave camp because I knew deep down inside camp would be great. I saw my cousins, went swimming, hiking, climbing, horseback riding, watched a movie on Wednesday, had a dance on Thursday. I met the loveliest counselor on the planet, Miss Reese, ate mac and cheese, saw Daddy Long Legs, built houses of sticks, and made a ton of friends. You cannot imagine. And None of this would have happened if I didn't choose to think positively. Thank you.